big world. You gotta go where it's happening.
Coming soon to this theater.
You wanted to know who and what I am? I'm a killer. Me. Kill with my me and my rhythm box, me and my rhythm box. Should be happy. Paul gave us some money. We can go out to lunch. So get ready to go. It takes this bitch 2 hours to get ready to go out somewhere.
They landed on Earth 25 years ago, and no one knew they existed. Not until the terror started.
They started following me. I'd come home at night. It felt like people had been in my house. It was like they were playing a game with me.
No one knew how to stop them. No one knew if they could be stopped.
Now they want Elizabeth too.
Once the terror begins, no one can stop the strange invaders, except maybe you.
Or you. Welcome back to the third segment of the Drive-In Asylum double feature, and we're still recuperating from the seasickness. It looks like Patrick has gone into a deep moment there.
I'm praying for some dick like Catwoman did. It worked for her.
She went down with the ship.
She went down on a lot of things.
She did. She went down on the ship. This was a horny crew.
It was a horny crew. Lots of bonking.
Everybody looked fabulous, though. When they had that last meeting, the ship was flying around. Everybody dressed up well.
Dressed to the nines to die. Yeah.
Yeah.
People are dead. Let's still put on our gowns.
Come say hi, Vivi. She's so shy tonight.
Vivi.
I still feel claustrophobic about the boat in this movie. The one on Satan's Triangle is a little more claustrophobic, but not much. This one really creeped me out.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
I forgot how great Lee Merriweather is in this movie. Like they save her to the last reel, but when she gets going, every one of her scenes, I'm like killer. Then she makes that wrong choice at the end. I'm like, no, girl, no, run off with Debbie. Go on a lesbian cruise. You'll be better off.
What was up with? I mean, were they a couple?
Who?
Debbie and her friend.
Well, that's me reading the gay into it. I'm like, okay, you got Debbie, the sullen boat lesbian. You know, she's not joining in any fun. She's skulking around reading Dostoevsky in the dark. She's in love with her friend, pays for her to go everywhere, and she hasn't dealt with it yet. That's my whole thing. Yeah. She's the sullen boat lesbian. Every cruise ship needs one.
I think that's the 70s. Like, well, obviously this girl has glasses. She must be a lesbian.
I love that she's channeling fake Margot Kidder
the
whole time, and she's got the Amityville horror scene. Like Jodie had a cameo.
Yeah. She's TV's TV version Margot Kidder.
Yeah.
We have
Margot Kidder at home, guys.
Was it her who looked like Jacqueline Smith too that one time?
She had her moments.
I would assume that Aaron Spelling had some of the same styling folks from Charlie's Angels, which was just getting ready to end around this time. He's like, if you guys want work, I mean, come on.
They're all under. You know, this how these TV movies work. Everybody was under contract to the channel anyway. So like, well, sorry, we're putting you in this movie, so everyone had to do these movies. So they were quick, they were cheap, they were an easy way to make money. So
John Forsythe, like sooner or later,
without paying people extra, they didn't have to pay them more because they're already under contract. So.
Yeah, John Forsythe was like, someday I'm going to get Dynasty in three or 4 years, but for now,
in the meantime, I'm going to chew the scenery with my fake mustache.
Yeah. Now I'm going to be shitty Christopher Lee for a little bit.
Everybody looked so great on this boat too. I think it would be kind of hard to keep up, you know, with your makeup and your hair on this boat. But
she did her makeup on that one scene. Like she was like, "We're good. I'm still good. I know that all sorts of shit's going on, but I'm still good. I brought brushes." So I mean, respect.
But still, also, they were getting dolled up for some really shitty parties before anything happened. Like the first night, I'm like, everybody's just reading. What? This is the worst cruise.
They brought a card table out for everybody to eat on.
Oh, that was so chintzy. It was super chintzy. I don't know how much they paid.
Like there was no budget for buttons. Every guy was like literally buttoned down. Bill asked, "Did Christopher George have an open coffin and open shirt funeral?"
Yeah. I said the same thing with Stella Stevens at one point. She's like, "I can't. Everything's worrying me. The engine, this trip, your disturbing amount of cleavage."
There was a lot of cleavage.
TC from Magnum PI was in it too.
He was. On Mrs. On Cola.
Yeah. Like she's like, "I'm not Mrs. anymore. I will be Miss. For 3 weeks, I've been Miss."
Take the hint. Please point me to the dick buffet. Thank you.
She should have just been like, "When you're done dropping off those bags, you can pick up these bags."
A bang.
Yeah.
I was really, really taking this time with Lee Merriweather's tropical prayer bonnet.
Yeah, what was up with that?
Back for a trip to Cozumel.
They had this strange. There must have been a hairstylist on board with a full salon setup where you would just go in and should do your hair right there. We never saw her.
The cat. It was the cat. An interesting Antichrist must have an interesting hairdo. Bobby pins, please.
The cat was so disagreeable. The minute you walked into the cat's presence, it started hissing. Except if you were Lee Merriweather. It liked Lee Merriweather.
Catwoman.
That cat knew.
Between this and Uninvited, I would never go near a cat on a cruise ship.
It's a bad idea, yeah.
Yeah.
They're there to eat the rats.
Just the cat being on board was just one of the many things that Alien ripped off from this film.
Yeah.
They happened to be in the area and they dove down underwater. Here it was underwater, but they still brought something back on board that would kill them.
A license plate.
What was up with that?
It says honk if you're horny, or I should say onk if you're horny.
That thing was so chintzy, that sarcophagus. It was very it wouldn't get by
I
at a
told Bill it
tiki
was like
bar.
the kind of thing that people would bid on in the old days of Wheel of Fortune when the camera would go through the prize room.
Please put that on the gift certificate. Thank you.
Yeah, and the rest on the gift certificate. Yeah.
On the sarcophagus.
I was so mad when they stopped shopping on Wheel of Fortune.
It's so beautiful. It's covered in priceless jewels. I'm like, no. No, it's made of paper mache.
It's just stuff you could buy at Michael's and slap together in an afternoon. Yeah, they really could have done better.
They don't have to. They had no budgets for these things. Zero. Nothing.
There's a lot of the explosion at the end too. The explosion was wider than the ship. The explosion at the end is great.
It was a
Party
state
City.
A lot of people don't know that the first Party City was in Cairo.
Now we do.
They just made sarcophaguses. For
One more history lesson in a movie filled with history lessons.
My favorite history lesson was that the son of the Antichrist was born in 1 AD, the same year as Jesus. Well, isn't AD? I know it stands for Anno Domini, but it also stands for after death. So was Jesus born the year he died?
He would have been born in the year 0 if we're counting from the time he was born.
Exactly. It's like, if you're going to bullshit us, like bullshit us with a story that mathematically makes sense.
None of it makes sense. It doesn't matter because everybody's high. And plus everybody forgets during the commercial break. So
yeah.
Come to think of it, if that thing was from Party City, it was probably really a piñata.
Yeah.
They should have broken it open.
We did decide in my watching room that there was chocolate inside. You took off the tinfoil. There was chocolate in there.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Priceless chocolate. Maybe a little cocaine. Just a little bit of cocaine.
A little cha-cha. In Pittsburgh, everybody had a funny name for cocaine, but it always started with a C. And I remember someone calling it cuckoo berries. And I was like, huh? I didn't do stuff like that.
You want some cuckoo berries?
I don't do anything. I smoke weed and that's it. Like I never take pills or do coke, but I mean I was a DJ for 7 years, so I was around plenty of coke. Maybe that's why I didn't like it.
I'm sorry, there's nothing cool about doing a line of cuckoo berries. That's just okay.
Cuckoo berries.
That doesn't make it sound like jet set, like cool drugs.
No. You know what this cruise needed? Charo.
Where was she?
If Charo, she was in the sarcophagus. She was waiting all the time.
She was breathing so hard to get out, and she just couldn't.
This felt like kind of like one of those episodes when Fantasy Island went dark. Like occasionally someone would have a bad fantasy.
Yeah.
Oh,
Puppy.
She has to make her appearance. She's feeling sociable for the moment. This is way past her bedtime. I really love this movie, actually. I know it doesn't make any sense, but watching it this time, I think maybe the first time I didn't care about it that much, but I like it a lot better now.
I do enjoy it when it's good, but there's that dead part in the middle where they're just swimming endlessly.
Yeah.
Where I want to claw my own eyes out. Even the shark was like, you know what? No.
It's like, you people are boring. I'm out of here.
I'm boring. I'm stock footage. I'm nowhere near any of you.
They did have I guess that was like a fake shark fin they were swimming around with under the water. Why would you go into the water there? Did anyone else think that was a bad idea? I mean, you're in deep ocean. You don't extend your little thing and
also of all
deep
the cruises,
yeah,
all the cruises Debbie could have bought tickets to win over the woman that she wants to fall in love with. Why did she buy one on such a small ship?
That's the thing. They were supposed to be on the big ship, but they overbooked the big ship. So they had this small ship to another big ship. It was very complicated, and I don't think legal. I think they'd be able to sue the cruise company for $1 gazillion. Here, instead of a comparable thing that you paid for, here's a tugboat. Tugboat to Terror.
This
Hoot, hoot.
movie needed another albino to explain large
Oh,
parts of its plot.
it did.
Yeah.
Diving Bell of Terror.
Dinghy of Doom.
That's what they escaped in.
Yeah. I want to see the sequel where they're in that little
Lee
tiny
Merriweather
raft.
got a taste of. You got a taste of that Dinghy of Doom.
There's a whole other movie where they never showed them getting rescued. So that was another adventure they had.
That was for the series. This was a backdoor pilot.
Don't say backdoor.
No.
They did say that certain members of this cast were guest stars.
Yeah, that's what I like. Special guest stars.
That meant they weren't contracted by the network. That means they brought in other people. So
Thank you for clarifying that.
you're welcome.
Yeah.
You're welcome. That's what that means.
No, I've always wondered why they did that on a TV show.
Mhm.
Aaron Spelling, we need your spirit tonight. Come to us, Aaron.
Maybe it was Tori in the Guardians of
Her first role.
She was good.
Yeah,
You made that sarcophagus breathe. You did so well.
I believed her.
Ah,
My
Yeah.
favorite part was at the end whenever the guy said to John Forsythe, he's like, "You never recognized her as a woman," and it was like, "Oh, okay, that's what's going on."
I'm like, you're going to lead me to believe that you've been married to Catwoman all this time and you've never had sex? My window.
Yeah, it does. It does look like a hamburger, and I thought of that while I was making it.
Or a hot dog if you go there. Yeah.
I have to put my head sideways in mine.
Either way, I'm delicious.
What does Sam's look like? Let us know in the chat.
Like I'm a little bee person.
I guess mine is a boring oval. I'm like one of those like interpreters that was on the morning sermon at 5:30 in the morning.
Yep.
You should make like little match game windows for the beginning, like the beginning of match game.
They had that rotating green screen thing. That
Yeah.
was great.
Oh, that was dating game. Never mind.
It was still wonderful. So what else about Cruise into Terror?
I don't know who in the chat was in my room. We had a ball over there. We had a ball. Everybody who showed up, thank you. That was a ton of fun. You were a great group.
And does this mean that we can finally talk about this special picture that you sent me, Patrick?
Yes. Okay. Like I said, I try to find the gay angle and things. And like I said, it was Debbie. I talked about this movie on my show twice now. And one of my guests, a friend of mine from Gaylords of Darkness, Stacy Ponder,
Final Girl.
Yes, from Final Girl. She's like, we were talking about Debbie, and she said, listen, Debbie is definitely the lesbian. And the proof was, she said, every lesbian at a certain point goes through a phase in their life where they dress like Where's Waldo. The next week I was watching Freaky Friday. I'm like, oh my God, she's right.
So there we have it.
Thank you, Noel.
That was well worth the wait.
You're welcome. I was in Jodie Foster's Beaver.
Did she know?
The movie. She directed the movie The Beaver. I was in it. I held a big sign that said I've had beaver fever. And I said, my mom would be so proud.
She is fantastic.
She is. She can do no wrong.
This was my favorite era of Jodie Foster, actually. Like the Candle Shoe era. Welcome to Candle Shoe. I loved her in that movie. I must have seen it like 50 times on HBO.
It's on HBO Plus, Disney Plus right now, Bill. If you're interested.
The little girl who lives down the lane, right around the same time.
I love that you did Freaky Friday and the little girl, little girl that lives down the lane, and like Taxi Driver all came out the same year. I love that Disney allowed that to happen.
There was this little thing she did called Taxi Driver, but you know, she'll always be the Candle Shoe star to me. Okay, now she's gone.
So Bill has a thing for Helen Hayes. I understand. She's the first lady of American theater. So.
Helen Hayes.
Oh, I'm back in the pumpkin. This is exciting.
It's a yeah. Is it a pumpkin or a gourd?
Or an overstuffed bra.
Someone said pills too.
Hmm.
I never took a pill that looked like this.
Mine's a manhole.
You're a suppository.
Take that however way you want to.
Yeah. A hellhole.
Anyway, okay, so have we talked out Cruise into Terror? Should we move on?
I just wrote the Edgar Allan Poe story, The Oval Butthole, in my head. Thank you. Yeah, I think so. I can't think of anything else I want to say. I had a fun time watching it this time.
Well, Sam, this was your first time. So what did you think?
Loved it.
You were scared. You were totally scared.
I loved it because it's another reason. I told Bill I was on a cruise once and it wasn't good. This cruise might have been better than the one I was on. There was no sarcophagus with the son of Satan in it.
Or Kathy the Gift. She could have been there too.
Yeah, it could have been. Yeah, so I probably won't ever get on a boat again after seeing this. The last boat I was on was also a nightmare. So
Tell us Stella Stevens.
No Stella Stevens, but it was a pontoon boat that broke down and we had to get towed back.
Oh no.
Yeah,
no.
Because it wasn't even starting when we got on. I said, if this boat breaks down, I'm probably going to kill somebody. And of course, on the way back, it broke down. And I just silently stewed for 3 hours.
No nautical disasters, please.
No, none, please. So, but yeah. But I did enjoy it. And I do love any movie that has extended B-roll footage or stock footage from other movies. I love.
I like any movie where a guy gets killed by falling empty cardboard boxes.
Yeah.
What was up with that?
I also like the fights are always guys getting punched in the stomach in this. Nobody gets punched in the face. They just or they get hit in the solar plexus. Like he dropped Forsyth with a shot to the solar plexus. Like nobody throws punches like that. But like
there were some stunning action sequences in this film. It's hard to believe it was made for TV.
Hard to believe. I do like the part where Debbie's out there on the boat on the deck and the cat meows at her and she loses her fucking mind.
Well, yeah, she was
nothing happened.
She jumped off the boat.
Cat's just like your dick.
The red eyes made her do it. I mean, come on. That's not going to make me jump off the boat. She could have run.
She was tripping balls, Bill. She was tripping balls. She got the cha-cha. She was tripping balls.
Poor her. She shouldn't have done that. I
back
told
to
her not to.
Go back to Barnaby Jones.
I was like,
is it too easy of a joke for me to say her was afraid of pussy? Yes, it is. I know
it was symbolic. Yeah.
It was symbolic. She's like, I want it, but I don't.
But I can't have it. I'd rather throw myself from this boat.
Throw my walnuts off over the edge.
I want to, but I don't know. Yeah, I think that's the story in this movie.
Don't rub off, Debbie.
Yeah, that was the other line. What was that? That really told you all you need to know about their relationship.
What I said before, there were so many missed opportunities in this. Like they would introduce something that would be interesting, they wouldn't follow through. I thought Debbie was going to shoot her with that, with the flare. All succumbing to their worst quality.
Well, also, like she's like, I'm so afraid to fire this. It's like, well, we already shot one. She's like, there'll be another boat in the neighborhood. We're in the middle of the fucking ocean. It's not a neighborhood.
I know. It's not that easy.
No, we're like 20 feet off the dock. It's right over there.
Yeah.
I can see my car.
They're like, shh, we're pretending.
Oh, sorry. I didn't know we were rolling. Too much.
Then when they're on that little boat, like, but aren't you glad I didn't shoot this flare gun twice? Like, we need it now. We're on.
We don't have the budget. We only have one. We only got the one.
Yeah.
We got the one.
Every boat just has one flare gun, and that's it. Also, all hell's breaking loose. The boat's on fire. Nobody's getting the small boats ready. Everybody just standing around trying to figure out what to do.
They're like trying to convince people to come out of the fire.
Save the bonnet. Save that bonnet.
These people didn't know what was good for them.
No, Mom, me too. No, Mom, me too.
They did have a boat in the water, though. When the last guy ran out, I forget who was last, Dirk Benedict.
Yeah.
But there was already a boat down, so someone had their wits about them.
Well, Starbuck was leaving. He was already going to take the. He was going to shore. Yeah. So.
Oh, right. Yeah. Yeah, and how much time did they have to grab shit for that boat? I mean, like, did they grab some water on the way out? Maybe.
They brought the cat, though. That's the important part.
Yeah, Jonesy always gets away at the end.
Mm-hmm.
Even if he caused a lot of the chaos.
Cat was in on it from the beginning. He was like, "Hey, I know that guy. He used to worship me in Egypt. I like him. He can stay. Fuck all the rest of y'all."
Also, even after everything burns, the sarcophagus is perfectly fine. Like it just goes back to the ocean and waits for the next ship to come through.
Oh, the explosion was amazing too at the end. It like was wider than the actual boat. It was amazing.
Not since that one Blind Dead movie by saying the more realistic boat destruction.
Oh yeah, the one where it was in a bathtub and they set it on fire. It was like a Barbie boat. Barbie's Blind Dead boat.
So much intrigue and kidnapping people, all for a boat show.
Mm-hmm.
To keep a boat quiet. Stupid movie, but so good, so good. All right. Oh my God, I'm recording in like 7 hours. Doing an episode in the morning.
Oh my!
On Picture Mommy Dead.
Oh wow, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Who's on? Who's on with you?
Alan Rowe Kelly. Horror filmmaker, actor, trans. Very cool.
Right on.
Have you seen him and Bart Mastronardi? They did that movie, directed the movie Tales of Poe that came out a couple of years ago. That's got like every 80s Scream Queen in it and 2 Village People.
Wow.
Adrian King's in it, Amy Steele, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, True Lady.
Stretch from
Stretch. Canada. I can't.
Carolyn Williams.
Yeah, Carolyn Williams. Leslie Donaldson from Happy Birthday to Me, and yeah, just like tons of them. And
Leslie Uggams.
Leslie Uggams, yes.
I wish Leslie Uggams.
Well, she's hucking the jeepers all over that shit. Anyway, so we're doing that tomorrow, and then tomorrow night we're gonna be watching Dolls.
Right
Have
on.
fun with me. Come hang out with me.
All right. So, Sam, what did you get in the mail this week?
Oh man, a lot of stuff. I'm excited about this week. First off, I'm super excited about this. The biography of V.C. Andrews that came out this week, which is really good. And it's written by Andrew Niederman, who wrote Pin.
And who is V.C. Andrews now? He writes for
Yes, he's written like more books than she ever did.
She's very prolific.
Yeah. So pretty excited about that. Speaking of Magnum PI, look at this box set.
Oh, yeah.
Look at that. Every season. So get ready for lots of Magnum.
There's a big chunk of your life right there.
It is. About to live in Hawaii with Rick and TC. We've got some Ultraman from Milk Creek. They've been putting out these really cool Ultraman sets.
Ooh.
Here in Ultraman.
That's pretty.
Yeah, they're really nice. Touch of Evil, that Kino just put out, and it's got 3 cuts of it.
Ooh.
And a lot of special features, and especially about how the movie was taken away from Orson Welles. Pretty cool. Jackie Chan movie. These are some of my dollar movies from that I bought this week. And Pancho Villa with Telly Savalas, Bill. Finally,
Pancho Villa was the movie that they made right before Horror Express.
Yeah.
Isn't it the same director?
Yeah, great.
Gene
Martin.
Gene Martin.
Yeah. I got the new issue of Wonder in the mail. If you guys haven't checked it out,
I got
Bill
mine.
has an article in here, which is pretty cool. And then finally, this is not a Well, it's a Blu-ray, but it's a bootleg of Lamora.
Nice.
Yeah. And it's on Blu-ray. It's not really. They didn't up the quality or anything, but I didn't have it, so figure I'd get it. Pretty excited about it. And The packaging's pretty nice. It's got the painted. Let's just tilt that. There we go. So it's a great mail week. If you guys anyone wants to talk Magnum PI, I'll obviously be immersed in that world sooner than later.
I got
Magnum.
I got the full moon Blu-ray for Mansion of the Doomed this week, and of course we watched that on the show a couple of months ago, and I don't know, like it looks good, but I was a little disappointed. There really aren't any extras on it at all. There's only trailers, and none of them are for Mansion of the Doomed, and there are really good trailers and TV spots and radio spots for it. So I don't know why they didn't just, maybe
Full Moon doesn't really do extras that much.
They could have put a couple of things on there, maybe.
Maybe you get some of those Wizard video boxes that mysteriously keep showing up.
Those vintage Wizard video boxes.
Vintage ones that were printed in 2020.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And next week, Strange Invaders. That's our movie.
I love that movie. Nancy Allen is great. She's always great.
And Diana Scarwood.
Becca actually asked her about it.
I gotta go. My mother died.
She's like, nobody ever asked me about Strange Invaders, so she got to learn a lot about it. So that was Becca's pick for next week.
Great movie. I'm an alien with a southern accent for no reason.
It's a Greek myth written by a French playwright. We got a couple of alien flicks coming up here on the show. Strange Invaders next weekend, and then the weekend of April 2nd, Gigi Graham will be back, and we'll be watching Liquid Sky.
Nice.
And the second feature, I didn't put a trailer on it for that, but I'll make that a surprise, since I told you in advance. I showed you a trailer for that one. The second movie.
There was going to be a third movie after Strange Behavior, Strange Invaders, and I can't remember the third one was going to be, and they couldn't get any funding for it. So.
No, Strange Invaders flopped hard. So
yeah, I like the Strange Behavior is also called Dead Kids, which is what a brutal title, and it kind of lives up to it. So, but I like both those movies, so I'm super excited to watch this with everybody. And if you're coming to my site this week, I got 2 more weeks of Canon month to do. I've watched, I think, 150 Canon movies in the last month, so I'm almost through. Yeah. I just finished a movie where Oliver Reed whips people, so I mean that could be a lot of movies, but yeah. Yeah, so I'm almost through it.
It was all 150 movies.
Yeah.
I don't know how you do it. Like, do you eat? Do you sleep?
Sometimes.
It's the cha-cha.
That's what
every Canon film comes with a little violet cha-cha.
I will tell you that every Canon movie was made with cocaine.
Oh, please.
There's a lot of cocaine in Canon.
Please, yes.
Yeah, I've watched all the Lemon Popsicle movies, which no one should ever do. They get somehow progressively worse, and therefore, when I watched Porky's 2 the other day for next month, and it's really good compared to those movies. So, really, that's how it happens.
I'm not going to stand here and be accused of having a boner. That was Porky's 3. Never mind. Sorry, misfire. That's my favorite part.
I like that the beginning of Porky's 2 is like 20 minutes of Porky's 1. In case you missed out on some of the things, it's like, here's everything we did last time. Let's get into it. I got to say, Pirates, though, the Polanski movie that Canon produced is my least favorite of all of their movies that I've watched. It's intolerable. It's a really rough watch. And someone's like, isn't the apple worse? No, bite your tongue. The apple's great. But yeah, boy.
There was one of those clickbait stories about Porky's on the Yahoo page I noticed the other day. Now that we've talked about Porky's, it was one of those things. It's like, here's a movie that couldn't be made today, which always kind of annoys me, because I'm like,
well,
okay,
it couldn't.
First of all, transgressive movies are always being made. It's just there's something different that you have to push people's buttons with. And okay, that's like saying, well, if this planet didn't have enough oxygen, we wouldn't be here. Yeah, no shit, but we are here. And yes, we do have Porky's. It's already been made. It's been done. You don't need it again.
I love Porky's 4, which Brian Trenchard Smith directed just for copyright, and then they released it like 5 years after he did it, just to retain the copyrights for it.
I didn't even know it existed.
It's on Tubi. It's called Prankin' Pee-wee, but it was intended to be a reboot of it. It takes place in modern times, not in the 50s. It's not good. It's violently not good. Cameron said he's like, I had like 2 days to make it. I did what I could and watched. That's when he was making. You know, he also made one of the Left Behind movies, which is real good if because it's Brian Trenchard Smith doing it. It has Franco Nero in it too. So, you know,
that's pretty amazing. I didn't know he made a Left Behind movie.
Yeah, and Richard Chamberlain plays the Antichrist in it. Speaking of earlier things we were talking about, Bill.
You know, with his face work that he's had done, I could see it.
He's
I believe
really
it.
into it, super into it too. Like he's like, I usually just play nice guys in movies, so I'm the Antichrist. I'm going for it. So real good. I mean, if you've watched any of these movies, hopefully you haven't. But yeah. But yeah, it's crazy because Canon's such a weird company. I've noticed our last couple weeks because sometimes they'll make a movie like Runaway Train, which is awesome, and then sometimes they'll make Going Bananas, which has Dom DeLuise and the kid from Over the Top and a talking monkey and Jimmy Walker. They're supposed to have Bud Spencer in it, which would have made it better. It makes Carnival Magic look like a 5-star movie.
Oh, Patrick passed out.
I'm obsessed with Carnival Magic. I'm obsessed with Carnival Magic.
It's so
really
good. Yeah.
What do you like about Carnival Magic, Patrick?
It's the fact that absolutely nothing works and everyone is so absolutely earnest about everything. They are genuinely.
It's also a kids movie, and it is not made for kids.
No, and that you have a movie about a talking monkey that says nothing interesting or funny. And no one's surprised by it.
Who let Al Adamson make a kids movie? Well, it's like there's one of the Canon movies, Lightning the White Stallion, was written by Harry Towers, who produced 99 Women with Jess Franco, and also ran a call girl ring in the 60s. And then it is directed by the same director that made Wham Bam, Thank You, Spaceman. How did they get to make a kids movie with Mickey Rooney in it? I don't know. But, you know, it's Canon, so a lot of cocaine.
No news on the blankets, Eldon. I don't know. Merle O'Kelly runs Pinsploitation. She'll be the one selling them, so, you know, check the Pinsploitation site. I haven't heard anything, so I don't really know.
Oh, I know, Tracy. I know. That's the one I watch obsessively. There's lots of girls in cars, but only Monsieur Shea is the girl in the car.
We should watch Carnival Magic the next time you're on and just inflict people with the pain of that movie.
I
have the Severin Blu-ray.
Of course you do.
Yeah,
bless you. Bless you for that. Bless you. Somebody's got to have it.
Yeah.
I got to go to bed, guys.
Are you out of here?
I got to go. So yeah, thanks for hanging out, everybody. It was great. Cool. Thank you, boys, for having me. I'll see you next month.
Yes, absolutely.
And come check out my show, www.screamqueens.com. Every 2 weeks, I got an episode in your ears. You don't got to be gay, but it helps. Goodbye, everybody. Bye, guys.
Bye,
Thanks,
Patrick.
Thanks, Sam.
See ya.
All right. Oh, so now I got to change the background. We're back to 2 of us.
Oh.
Well, anything that you want to talk about, Sam, before we sign off?
Yeah. I mean, I could talk about anything. Like.
I know that was deliberately vague.
Oh, yeah. All Canon movies this week. And I do want to say in April, I'm doing a different theme every day, and I am inviting anyone that would like to contribute to do so. I posted a couple days ago the movies for April. There's a lot of goofy themes. And, you know, if you'd like to join me in writing some stuff, that'd be fun.
I will write something for it.
Yeah, there's some good themes. There's a Pittsburgh Movies Day. There's a Roger Corman Day for his birthday. There's TV movies that were TV shows that became movies. Yeah, so there's a lot of stuff. Also,
I
I want
never
to say
write anything for you. I was just thinking about that the other day. I hardly ever put anything on your site, so I need
You're
to start
busy,
doing
man.
that more. I am. That's the only reason that I don't do it, but that's really no excuse. I have to make time for it.
Also, Bill and I will be working on our second secret project this week. So
These secret projects are just piling up, and we can't talk about any of them. It's annoying.
I know. I asked when we can talk about it again, so we'll see when this one has it. But everything will, be good. This delayed gratification is good sometimes, right?
Oh, well, I mean, I hope we're not overselling it or anything, but
No. Also, I wanted to say if anybody's looking for a pretty cool Roku channel, I'm not selling it, but it is Screen Picks, $3 a month, and a ton of Canon stuff is on there that I didn't realize. And then a lot of good movies that I've been looking for, like The Knack and How to Get It's on there. So I'm pretty excited to find some different movies. And my site is B&S about movies. There, Bill was like right on with that. It was like literally as it was out of my mouth. B&S about movies, bands about movies, but it's Becca and Sam about movies. That's what it started as. So
I always thought it was bands about movies.
And Becca requested in May, because her birthday is May 1st, I'm going to be doing Becca movies that she will be picking movies for me to write about. So look for Mannequin 2 to be up 7 days in a row. What other Halloween 2, Mannequin 2, Fright Night 2? What else, Becca? So many. Give us a few. Gone Girl, of course. I've watched Gone Girl so much that I've seen Gone Girl more than the editing team of that movie.
Good night, Pamela. Thanks to everyone for hanging out with us. Oh, we still got 18 people in the chat.
Scott says clues on the secret projects. Oh boy.
Well, I mean, we can say what it is, right? Like,
yeah, we can say what it is. How about that?
Well, how about you say what it is?
House 2 is one other one. Yeah, House 2 is another one. So the secret projects are movie related, and they're commentary related, and you'll be able to watch them in your house.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you like listening to us talk about movies, it's like a way to listen to us talk about a movie while a movie's playing.
It would be a commentary track.
I mean, I mean, technically it would be a commentary track, but we can't say what movies they are, who they're for.
We just won't tell you what movies they are, but
yeah. I will say that a lot of people get to do movies, and Bill and I joked about it on one of them, that people get to do movies that are really well regarded, and they have a lot. These are not well regarded movies, but they're probably more fun because they're not. Like the first one, we really ended up loving, and we haven't started on the second one, but I have a feeling just from seeing the pictures of it that we're really gonna love the second one. Maybe not as much as the first one, but really enjoyed it. So I'm excited. So yeah, and so we're in the midst of research on the next project. And there's another. I don't know. There's so many secret projects. I wish I could just say, but they're like, please don't say. And I'm like, all right, I signed it in.
Oh, we can't say, but it's just enough to know that we got a couple of commentary tracks coming out. So
yeah,
that's very exciting.
They're for the same company, and wait, I guguess we could say it's not a company that's ever done this before, so that's kind of exciting. But they're kind of really trying to do something new, and we're really it is not for water power. We're not going to be doing that movie. They're not adult movies. They're not cartoons. What else? Yeah, it's for. They're both.
They're both on the same label. Yeah.
So super excited. So, but when we're allowed to tell, we'll let you know. We'll show the art and whatnot, which is cool. And then I'm excited. I hope Becca will talk about. We'll get her on camera next week, and I've been told Cubby has a special costume for next week's movie as well.
Oh, good. I forgot you told me that earlier.
Yeah, he's going to cosplay for the next one. He's going to be our Cubby the Mail Boy for the for that movie.
All right.
So,
Well, thanks for doing the show with me, Sam. It's always
Thanks.
a lot of fun. And special thanks to Patrick K.
Yeah.
Walsh for hanging out with us tonight from Scream Queens. Check out his podcast if you're not already familiar with it. He's been around a lot longer than we have, so I'm sure everybody knows him. But if you don't, go check it out.
And we're going to be doing Eating Raoul, and it's going to be a whole episode of me talking about Mary Warnock for 2 hours. Get ready.
All right.
Still talking about Paul Bartel for 2 hours.
Be well, be safe, and we'll see you next week on the Drive-In Asylum double feature.
Under 17, not admitted without parents or guardian. Under 17, not admitted without parents or guardian.